even though we say that English is just a language for communication, but as we see, this is universal language. What are the common fears and challenges which students face? You share some daily habits, like simple habits, which can help students to improve their spoken English.
When you learn new words, you have to use it. ऐसा आपको practice करना पड़ेगा. I heard the new word, I have to use it.
What should student do? Whether he should focus on grammar or fluency?
See, grammar and fluency both are very important.
So hello everyone. I welcome you all to this series wherein we call experts from different field. और ये ऐसे हम क्यों कर रहे हैं? Because when you think to pursue some career or build some skill, so आप गूगल कर लेते हैं, किसी से डिस्कस कर लेते हैं, कहीं पे पढ़ लेते हैं, but how about getting those insights directly from the expert who have spent years together in that field? इसी सीरीज में आज हमारे साथ है चित्रा मैम. So I welcome you, Chitra ma'am. Chitra ma'am is a communication coach. She gives a training for IELTS as well. So welcome you, Chitra ma'am, and I would like you to tell viewers about yourself.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Chitra Sen. I'm into teaching, training, soft skills, spoken English, and communication. Also, I am a life coach, and I'm an author of 2 books called Second Innings, The Turning Point, and Rejection to Redirection, which is a collaborated effort. So I am into teaching spoken English and communication. The session is regarding that. So any queries you have, Pankaja, I am ready to answer.
All right, ma'am. So first of all, thank you so much for taking time out for this podcast. Ma'am, as you know, I work for students, like I'm a career counselor and a study skills expert. So what happens is when we talk about a child, when he start his career or when he's preparing for his career. So why is spoken English important for those students for their career growth?
It's my pleasure to come to your session, Pankaja. Now, why English is important? I think any language is important if you really ask me, because in India we have so many languages and we have different mother tongues. Like I am from West Bengal, my mother tongue is Bengali, and I think that's beautiful, and it's very nice to know your mother tongue. But at the same time, English is a global language now, and it is very important to know English for your career advancement. Not only that, ये आपको बहुत सारा opportunities भी देते हैं, especially for people who are non-English speaking. For them, it is like equal opportunity हो जाता है हमारा, if we know this language. And besides, students जब वो higher studies they're doing it in English. हमारे पास तो वो translated है नहीं, all other books. So it is imperative that we should know the English well to pursue higher studies, to communicate, to negotiate our career growth, to do networking. And once we enhance our ये जो ability to speak, ये अपना lots of opportunities भी तो दे देते हैं, खुल जाते हैं lot of opportunities, and it is not easy to learn a language. ये भी मैं आपको बता रही हूँ, कोई भी language which is not our own, it's not easy. But इसका जो dividend है, that is multiple in nature. So that's why I think it is very beneficial to learn English. To progress in your career, to communicate, to network, and on the whole, if you know another language, it is always beneficial.
Absolutely agree with you, ma'am. Because even though we say that English is just a language for communication, but as we see, this is universal language, and for communicating in especially country like India, when we have so many languages across country, so this one language becomes very useful for professional growth. So ma'am, if some student starts trying to speak English, he starts exploring English speaking. So what are the common fears and challenges which students face?
As I said, that English is a passport to the world, it's a window to the world. It is, and also I had added, it's not easy to learn a language. But ये है कि हम generally students feel that I will make a mistake, so they are little apprehensive कि if people laugh at me and all. But it's not so, because English is a very adaptable language. It's a very it evolves a lot. It has actually, English में आप देखोगे तो lot of words from different countries have it has been evolved, and it has been put there in the English language. Lot of exported words have come in, as to say. तो
Even
वो
our Sanskrit, few words from
Yes, yes, a lot of Indian words like a pakka house, veranda, all these things are in English. But वो जो fear है, basically it is क्योंकि हमें तरीका नहीं है पता आपका मेंटर कैसा है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम मेकिंग अ मिस्टेक, ये होता है कि ग्रामर का बड़ा चिंता है कि हाउ आई विल डू इफ आई डोंट स्पीक. एक्चुअली ग्रामर जरूरी है, बिकॉज इट्स अ स्ट्रक्चर. हम वर्ड्स लेके बोल रहे हैं, बट यू नीड अ स्ट्रक्चर. बट इतना भी वो फॉर्मेडेबल नहीं है, क्योंकि हिंदी में भी ग्रामर था, कोई भी भाषा में ग्रामर है, थोड़ा बहुत तो है. एंड दैट इज इनकॉर्पोरेटेड इन योर लर्निंग. आजकल नया तरीका. सो दैट्स व्हाट आई सेड कि आपका मेंटर कौन है, आप किससे सीख रहे हो. एंड क्योंकि हमारा मदर टंग इन्फ्लुएंस भी होता है किसी किसी रीजन का. कोई आर में ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस दे रहा है, कोई स में ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस देते हैं. सो मदर टंग इन्फ्लुएंस है. बट बेसिकली लर्निंग इंग्लिश इज़ इजी इजी आई फील, क्योंकि हमारा इंडियन चिल्ड्रन आर ऑलरेडी नोइंग इंग्लिश. उनको रीडिंग राइटिंग तो आता है, बिकॉज यू आर लर्निंग इन स्कूल. हाफ द बैटल इज वन. ये सिर्फ एक बोलने का है, वो तो बहुत इजी हो जाएगा ना वंस यू प्रैक्टिस. सो आई डोंट थिंक दैट स्टूडेंट्स और एनीवन हु वांट्स टू लर्न इंग्लिश शुड बी फेयरफुल. एक स्टेप तो आपको आगे लेना ही पड़ेगा टू लर्न. आई एम श्योर यू विल बेनिफिट. ऐसा नहीं है
right
कि
guidance like you, they can easily sail through these fears, right?
थैंक यू पंकज. बट इट्स अ कैपेसिटी ऑल्सो. डिपेंड्स, किसी को थोड़ा ज्यादा जल्दी सीख लेता है, कोई थोड़ा देर से सीखता है. और इसमें मल्टीपल ये है ना, आपको लिसनिंग भी करना है, आपको स्पीकिंग भी करना है, आपको रीडिंग भी करना है, तो आपको राइटिंग भी करना है थोड़ा बहुत. तभी जाके आपको ये होल टोटलिटी में स्पोकन इंग्लिश आएगा. थोड़ा बहुत तो इनिशियल स्टेजेस में तो होता ही है प्रॉब्लम, but it is there. You can definitely learn. There is nothing in this world that you can't do. You can do everything.
So, moving ahead, can you share some daily habits, like simple habits, which can help students to improve their spoken English?
Yes, once you start learning, there are certain tips and techniques which involved in learning. कोई भी language, this is for any language, not only English, but yeah, here we are talking about English. So I will definitely say, as I said, listen. See, when we were small, हमने तो कभी वो आ क ख ए बी सी डी तो सीखा नहीं. वी हर्ड, हमने सुन के सीखा जो भी है बात बोलना फर्स्ट. सो वही है in learning language is you have to listen. Listen में काफी words आ जाता है, subconsciously in your mind it stays. ये पक्का है, because when we read, हम जैसे एग्जाम के लिए पढ़ रहे हैं तो हमको कुछ कुछ तो याद आता ही है. तो subconsciously something goes, but which one you have listened carefully. The thing that you've listened carefully will always be there in your mind. Then, of course, watching movies, watching TVs, TV serials, English का जो आता है, movies, ये even ये जो discussions चलते हैं, लड़ाई झगड़ा ये वो, but it's entertainment come learning, है ना? You learn new things. Plus, reading simple stories, अगर कोई शुरुआत में है, simple like fables, Aesop's fables, ये जो सब छोटे छोटे बुक्स है, स्टोरी बुक्स, दे आर वेरी गुड. जैसे हम लोग जब छोटे थे, हमारा टाइम पे क्लासिक कॉमिक्स आते थे. सो ऑल दोज आर वेरी गुड. सो दोज टाइप ऑफ रीडिंग स्मॉल थिंग्स, नॉट वेरी डिफिकल्ट बट स्मॉल, ये बहुत अच्छा है. देन वन गोल कि व्हाई आई हैव जॉइन. आई एम पेइंग ए अमाउंट ऑफ मनी टू जॉइन द कोर्स. तो मेरा अल्टीमेट एंड क्या है, गोल, that I should learn. I'm going for this job, or I'm going for this interview, or I have to clear my exam. I have to communicate. I have to be accepted in society जहाँ पे ज़्यादा इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग है. प्लस जैसा हम लोग है इंडिया में, वी आर यूजुअली यूजिंग हिंदी और इंग्लिश, हमारा लिंक लैंग्वेज. लाइक इफ यू आर अ मराठी, आई एम अ बंगाली, दैट पर्सन इज अ पंजाबी, वी डोंट नो ऑल द लैंग्वेजेस. तो हम लिंक हिंदी से कर रहे हैं और वी आर लिंकिंग विथ इंग्लिश. तो ये हमारा एक बहुत अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म भी है टू गेट टू नो पीपल. एंड मेन थिंग इज वी शुड नॉट बी स्केर्ड ऑफ मेकिंग मिस्टेक. मिस्टेक होने दो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. वी आर लर्निंग, राइट? सो इफ यू हैव अ सर्कल ऑफ फ्रेंड्स, जैसा फ्रेंड्स हो, कोई हो, somebody who speaks good English, try to mix with those people who speak good English because you are learning. So by listening, by talking to them, you will soon become fluent. So these are the few very basic tips I can say about learning English. अगर आपने कोई नया वर्ड सीखा, so try and use it. No point in trying to, हम इतना नहीं रख सकते अपने हेड में इतने सारे वर्ड्स. इवन इफ आई रीड, आई लिसन, or my mentor tells me today 10 words, तो क्या करेंगे? What will I do with that 10 word? I can't do anything unless I use it. Another thing which I practice with my students is you record. If I give you a topic, okay, chalo, talk about color red, pink, so you record it. So when you hear your own, and when what your mentor has given you, the when she explained, she has spoken, so you try and match and see कि आपका खुद आपको पता चल जाएगा your own mistakes. So this is the few of the tips you should inculcate when you're learning. आप आपका फ्रेंड को बोलो मुझे फीडबैक दो, मैंने कैसा बोला. योर मेंटर का जो फीडबैक होता है, यू शुड बी केयरफुल एंड नोटिंग इट कि मैं, अच्छा, माय मेंटर हैज सेड दिस, सो लेट मी इम्प्रूव ऑन दिस. तो बेसिकली इट इज नथिंग बट प्रैक्टिस, प्रैक्टिस एंड प्रैक्टिस. जितना आप बोलोगे उतना आप सीख लोगे फटाफट. दैट्स इट.
फैंटास्टिक, फैंटास्टिक मैम. सो टू सम अप, अगर आपको इंग्लिश में फ्लुएंसी लाना है, सो व्हाट आर थिंग्स यू मस्ट डू? सो रीडिंग, listening, watching movies, and सबसे main है communication. So if you have someone in your circle who communicates well in English, go ahead, talk with him, practice with him or her, or just record yourself and get feedback from the expert. So expert वो आपका mentor हो सकता है, आपके टीचर्स हो सकते हैं, या कोई फ्रेंड हो सकता है जो इस चीज को जानते हैं, इसको समझते हैं, इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग को. सो यू कैन डू दैट. Apart from that, one important thing I really liked, which Chitra ma'am has suggested, mistakes से डरना नहीं है. Don't fear of making mistakes. In fact, do more and more mistakes because it will help you to reach faster. जितने जल्दी अर्ली स्टेज पे आप मिस्टेक्स ज्यादा करोगे, उतना जल्दी आप सक्सेसफुल होगे. ये किसी भी फील्ड के लिए है, राइट? Fantastic. So, ma'am, moving ahead, how can a student expand their vocabulary? Because what happens is students read a lot in their journey of learning English. So they read a lot, they learn new words to create their vocabulary, right? But they are not able to memorize it. So what are the things which they should do so that when they are learning new word, they are able to memorize it as?
So the first thing is, as I said, that when you learn new words, you have to use it. अगर आपको मीनिंग है नहीं मालूम, you ask somebody or find out from Google. Nowadays is so easy. So you've got the word meaning. So now you try and use it, or find an equivalent word. Like if I say no and I can say reluctant, meaning दोनों ही same है. So if I say no, I will not do this, I can say I am reluctant to do this, sorry, I can't. So ऐसा आपको practice करना पड़ेगा. I heard the new word, I have to use it. So how, if I don't use it, how will I learn? Secondly, you, as I said, you have to previous whatever I have spoken about, listening, seeing movies, learning, news, anything, any talking to your friends who speak good English, these are the way to pick up vocabulary. Because agar mere paas 5,000 word, if I memorize it also, suppose I can memorize, what is the use? It is of no use, and it's not physically possible, because हमारे पास एक लिमिटेड vocabulary सबके पास होते हैं, 200 300, कोई ज़्यादा पढ़ा लिखा है तो उसका 400 500, इतना ही वो vocabulary में वो बात करते हैं. So if that is so, we should try to not to use once I learn to speak, I should try and use another equivalent word, so that your English, people think नहीं, people will know that you speak good English, क्योंकि हम वो same word नहीं use. So these are
Fantastic.
the few things, yeah.
So, ma'am, when we talk about English speaking or writing, so there are two aspects. One is vocabulary, which you have given fantastic tips for that. Second part, which is a very difficult for many students, or I would say many students, a fear of that part, that is grammar. So, grammar is very important when we speak any language, right? But if we talk about fluency in English speaking, what should student do? Whether he should focus on grammar or fluency?
See, grammar and fluency both are very important, because देखो, words are there for me to use in, I know 1,000 words, so I'm very fluent in English. But if my tenses are not okay, if my grammar is not okay, if I'm mixing up my tenses, so the listener will not be able to comprehend, will not be able to understand you. So ये नहीं कि हम, like I said, we have to not only concentrate on grammar, but we have to incorporate in our learning. जो आपका जो mentor जो आपको सिखाएंगे, वो आपको incorporate करके करेंगे. So you will learn the grammar easily, because grammar is giving you the structure. Grammar is giving you to make that thought which जो मैं convey करना चाहती हूँ clearly. If I mix up everything, then जिसके पास हम interview देने गए, he will be puzzled. If I talk to somebody over the phone, that person will be puzzled. So grammatical error and accuracy वो तभी आएगा once when you know when you're speaking in practice. जब आप डेली प्रैक्टिस करोगे पढ़ना, then automatically you will know, अच्छा अच्छा, I made a mistake of this. I was talking about she asked me about the past and I'm talking about the present, or something like that. और कहाँ हमको नहीं बोलना चाहिए था plural, मैंने mix up कर दिया. Lot of people say men, men's, तो वो क्यों हो रहा है? Women, women's. So singular plural कहाँ पे है? So that will come automatically when you are speaking. You will incorporate. So there is खाली words together करके हमें तो कोई फायदा नहीं. So both should be weaved together. Weaving करना है हमें, speaking and grammar. इसको जैसा हम सिलाई विलाई में बुनते जैसा है, we have to weave in like that.
तो ताना बाना है ये, जो क्लोथ बनेगा इंग्लिश
Yeah.
स्पीकिंग का, उसका ताना बाना है ग्रामर एंड फ्लुएंसी. सो
Yes.
इट विल गो हैंड इन हैंड. सो दोनों पे फोकस करना है.
Yeah.
स्टार्ट प्रैक्टिसिंग एंड एवरीथिंग विल फॉल इन प्लेस. Fantastic, ma'am. So, ma'am, when we say practice, but what should a student do if he doesn't have that English speaking environment at home? Because in India, we don't have that environment, like everyone doesn't get that environment. So, what should a student do?
See, it is definitely easier for the people who know English, for them to, maybe they don't know very well, but even if they know a little bit, they've studied in English medium and they want to do advanced English or some refine it, yeah, it's fine. That is fine, because for them it will be easy. But otherwise, जो भी methods I have said, you have to incorporate all that learning from external methods. आजकल तो everything is there on video. You listen to video, आप movies देख सकते हो, आप बार बार you can record, re-record, listen, re-listen, जैसा books में हम बार बार पढ़ते हैं. Similarly, you can rectify your mistakes. काफ़ी टेस्ट होते हैं ऑनलाइन to know your proficiency. So everything you can do, and you should not be scared. That's what I always say to everyone. इधर से वो निकाल दो, because I'm learning, I'm a learner, I'm bound to make mistake. और आपको विजुअलाइज करना है कि मैं आई एम स्पीकिंग वेरी वेल। अगर आपको खुद को मोटिवेट करना है, इफ यू डू नॉट मोटिवेट योर सेल्फ और योर मेंटर डजन, मेंटर तो करता ही है मोटिवेट, बट यू हैव टू ये सोचो कि ओ आई एम स्टैंडिंग ऑन द स्टेज एंड आई एम गिविंग अ वेरी गुड स्पीच एंड आई एम गेटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ clap. So you have to challenge, you have to challenge yourself, you have to नहीं, मुझको एक टारगेट करना है, I have to target कि this month I will learn, you know, this many words and this much I will be able to cover whatever your syllabi of your mentor whoever gives you, आपका ट्रेनर, ये हमको ये हमारा करना है. You should make a target, small notes करके कि 2 days this is my target. I will practice, because this is not like your school exam. This is your learning mainly orally. इसमें ज़्यादा तो वो सब पढ़ना लिखना नहीं है ना. So this will be very easy, because you should not feel rejected, क्योंकि शायद आपने इतना दिन नहीं सीख पाया. Maybe you have tried in many places. फिर भी यू फील रिजेक्टेड, क्योंकि आप शायद आपका मेथड ठीक नहीं था, या आपको पता नहीं था कि मुझे इसी तरह पढ़ना है. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स मैटर अ लॉट. सो आई विल से दैट इफ यू हैव एन ओपन माइंड एंड फॉर लर्निंग, है ना, तो देन डेफिनेटली यू विल लर्न. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि 2 महीना, इफ पीपल से इन 2 months यू बी स्पीकिंग लाइक प्रो, वो नहीं हो पाएगा. Everything is slow process, but definitely अगर मेरा begin with the end in mind है कि मुझे करके अभी ये जॉब मिलना है, मुझे करके ये करना है, तो definitely you will learn how to do it.
That was really very good advice, bang on, ma'am. Because I have seen students who stop communicating, who stop practicing English just because of that fear. वो जो एक fear होता है ना judgment का, कि अगर मैंने गलती की तो लोग हंसेंगे, मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेंगे, तो वो judgment के fear से, वो mistake ना हो इस fear से, they stop practicing. Instead of that, students, Chitra ma'am has given you wonderful piece of advice. First, set your goal. Start visualizing you speaking confidently in English, and then break it down in small tasks. Take baby steps, and slowly, you're definitely going to reach your goal one day. Okay, so have patience, set small tasks, and then achieve it. Yes, थैंक यू सो मच मैम, दिस वाज वंडरफुल. बिकॉज बहुत से बच्चों का मैंने देखा है, ये जो होता है फियर ऑफ मेकिंग मिस्टेक्स, और इस वजह से वो स्टक हो जाते हैं. So this one will definitely help them. Okay, so ma'am, once if someone has a decent fluency in English, decent knowledge about grammar, but how to develop that accent which gives them that professional look, at the same time it should not look unnatural.
Yes, I agree with you, Pankaja, because we are not Americans or English people. So we don't have to have our, that kind of an accent. Nowadays, it is more stressed on neutral accent. Neutral accent means whatever you are saying clearly, other person should understand. Because why in this your tone and your diction. Diction means which letter, like we say phonemes. Now, which letter you should stress on. There's things like that. Sound of the letters. So that is very important. You have to open your mouth. Like we know that when we are saying the word we will open our mouth. In Hindi, Bengali and all, we don't make so much of facial thing. But English में जरूरी है. V ऐसा, W ऐसा, water. तो मुंह ऐसा जाएगा, water. तो अगर मैं water नहीं बोल सकती ना, because there is a rule that if you have a vowel before the R, R is not pronounced loudly. It is soft. So water. तो वो ये आगे आने हैं. वाज बोला तो वी इधर जाना है. सो ऑल दिस इफ यू नो, माउथ एक्सरसाइजेस करना है आपको, रिडल्स बोलना है आपको, वो जो टंग ट्विस्टर्स प्रैक्टिस करना है, एंड देन रीड एंड रिकॉर्ड. जैसा मैंने आपको बोला, यू रीड अ पैसेज, यू रिकॉर्ड इट, स्पीक स्लोली एंड केयरफुली. एकदम हड़बड़ you don't have to speak loudly, fast नहीं बोलने का, slowly so that person understand. Improve on your mother tongue influence, क्योंकि हम जिस region से आते हैं हमारा उसका एक टेंडेंसी होता है, उसी थोड़ा सा एक twang आ जाता है बात में. So all that you have to pay attention to all that, but that is after you know, like you have said. But definitely we don't have to speak like the foreigners. No, we are not. जो वो हमको समझ सके और वो क्या बोल रहे हैं हम भी समझ सके. So we should know that. Train our ear. Foreign accent का. So you have to speak to different kinds of people. In India also, like I'm speaking in another one accent, someone else will speak in another accent. I have to train my ears and I have to speak proper. कहाँ पे D में sound है, कहाँ पे A में sound है, all that we should know. I think that will help you definitely to learn to speak with proper accent.
True, ma'am. And when we have that thing in our mind, work on accent, we cannot ignore the thing that that regional dialect, right? You were saying, which comes in, which is
Dialect
many
language,
times it is
we
very
have.
prominently shown in your communication. So we should work on that as well.
Definitely, definitely.
So with that, when we talk about regional dialect, at the same time, what happens is many a times when we speak, we think in our mother tongue and then we translate it in English. And that is where many blunders happen. So many jokes or memes are there because when we think in our mother tongue and we translate it, it makes so many blunders in English speaking. So how to overcome that, ma'am?
I agree, because you have to be careful, because again this grammar part will come, because in Hindi and other languages we have the grammar of
Commander.
India. So I agree with you that translation cannot work when you're speaking in English, because we have a different grammar rules, and English there are different grammar rules, and that's one of the main thing. And literal translation cannot be done. You cannot express your emotions and feelings with the literal translation. For example, it's very common to say rain came. Rain ka to pair hai nahi. How will the rain come? It rained yesterday. So ऐसा ट्रांसलेशन नहीं हो सकता. बट दैट अगेन आई सेड, व्हेन यू स्टार्ट लर्निंग एंड यू स्पीक, सो आप शुरू में छोटा छोटा सेंटेंसेस, स्मॉल सेंटेंसेस में आपको बात करना है, स्मॉल सेंटेंसेस, then you will not make so much of mistake. बाद में you make it, you make your conversation long, क्योंकि हम छोटे सेंटेंस में तो generally we don't talk, but then you will know how to use the filler words and all, then you know exactly how I should speak. So जो आप chronological order में अगर बात करते हो, कोई भी, जैसे आप और मैं कर रही हूँ, हमारा एक टॉपिक है, मैं आप फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड आइडियाज हम express कर रहे हैं. So similar way, you have to, when you're speaking, you have to do that. So that's why the translation method will not work. It generally you will make a mistake.
So, ma'am, now when students complete their education and prepare for their interviews, so what are few advices from your side if a student is weak in English, so how he should prepare for interviews? Are there some phrases or some words which can make that student feel impressive in front of interviewer? What sort of body language he or she should use in the interview?
First and foremost, when you're preparing for an interview, you need to practice. You can practice with a friend or someone in your family, so, or with your mentor. Secondly, you have to research about the company, कि आप कौन सा कंपनी में जा रहे हो. Well, if you don't know English, अगर तुमको पता है तो you will definitely कुछ ना कुछ करके आप manage कर लोगे. But these are the few things. You have to prepare a good introduction of yourself. Myself, Dr. Chitra Sen नहीं चलेगा. I am. You are yourself, so you cannot say myself. And it has to be brief and short, because they are interested in your education qualification and maybe a little bit of your family background. They don't want to know everything. So ये जरूरी है. And suppose I'm not very good at speaking, I will definitely try and find out some common interview questions जो हमेशा होता है, हाउ विल इट बी 5 years onward, व्हाई शुड वी टेक यू. सो ये सब जो होता है, व्हाई शुड वी टेक यू, मतलब आई हैव द कैपेबिलिटी, आई एम capable of the post, or I have the leadership quality, I will be an asset to your company. ये सभी have to stress on those. So ये आपको रट के जाना है या प्रैक्टिस करके जाना है. एंड यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन द रेलिवेंट vocabulary, क्योंकि जैसे मैंने बोला, लीडरशिप, रिस्क टेकिंग, these type of words you have to practice, because these are the, it depends on institute you're going to, or which place you're going to, what kind of post you're applying for. So maybe that depends. Now you are going for to an MNC, for a call center, or to anywhere else, any other sector. It depends on that sector. If you're an engineer, if you're a doctor, so that will all depend. So those type of vocabulary you have to know, and there's nothing called shortcut. Practice, 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 and you have to be very positive in mind. That is something. Even if 10 minutes, if you practice every day, you will surely crack the interview. And simple vocabulary, इधर आपको किसी को नहीं दिखाना कि I am very good. And body language, again, positive. You can't sit like this. You have to be like, like hands on your lap or on that. That's another subject altogether. Body language is another thing. Eyes, eye contact, not staring, but making contact. I'm engaged with you. Smiling face. Even if I make a mistake, I can say sorry, I made an error, or I can't hear what the person said, to clarify, kindly clarify. And as I said, like they would be wanting to know what kind of an asset you would be for them. So like goal oriented, enthusiastic, I am reliable, I am proactive. So such words you have to practice, definitely. And you cannot be having any negative feeling. If you can't do handshake, you can have to do namaste, you have to greet everyone. So body language will come later. First you have to know how to express your ideas across the table, and that will automatically follow, because once you're involved, automatically your hands move and your eyes expression sab aa jata hai. I think it comes automatically, but yeah, we all need to learn too how to sit and how not to shake your leg, and not to sit cross-legged, not to cross arm like this. So all that we know, that's another chapter of learning. Yeah.
Was really helpful, ma'am. So, student, if you're preparing for your interview, these tips are going to help you a lot. So, do practice, 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 practice is the golden mantra when it comes to English speaking or any language. But today we are discussing about English speaking. So, if you want to become fluent in English, so practice is the golden mantra. Then preparing for interview preparation, so try to get few common questions, prepare for them and practice for them, because once you practice them again and again, you are going to get that confidence. Once you get the confidence, your body language, your hand gesture, your eye movements, your confidence, it will automatically follow. But first, here you will have to be fluent in speaking. Then few important words Chitra ma'am has suggested. So those professional looking words you must practice and incorporate according to the situation in your interview. Avoid using slang language or the some stuff.
Yeah,
कौन भी
abbreviations.
avoid करना होगा इनको.
Abbreviations, yeah. People say, I did this, etc., etc. So those type of things not to say, because that we can write, but we cannot speak and say, books, pen, and etc., etc. No, many more things you have to say like that.
Right. So don't use abbreviation as well, apart from the slangs. And these are the few things which you must follow if you are preparing for interview. और मैम अभी जो अभी का जमाना है, बहुत सारा टेक्नोलॉजी, बहुत सारे एप्स आए हैं. So can you suggest some apps or some games जो कि एक फन फैक्टर ऐड करेंगे if someone is preparing for English speaking?
Yeah, then you can listen to podcasts. There are so many word games that we play, like Scrabble and all that. It's online also nowadays. So there are so many word making games and vocabulary quizzes, storytelling. you can listen, and you can take up a topic and have a debate on it. So there are so many things you can use your even to search a meaning. In nowadays, we used to search looking for the dictionary. Oxford Dictionary used to be, like a Bible for us. So all those, I think learning English now is so easy. You can find a partner to practice. You can do anything. You and me, we are also talking, using the the technologies help we are taking. So of course, it's a great help, and I think learning becomes so, affordable and easy to learn, I think,
Absolutely.
nowadays. So that's a great boon for the youngsters, which we never had. We made a mistake. We would be, told by the teacher repeatedly, "Ki, repeat that again and again." So nowadays we don't do all that. We can just, find answers, ready-made answers. Suppose you don't know, so you just see that you get the framework, right? So you can put your improvise on it. I'm not saying you should do it, but as a learner, you have to take help, right? Suppose there's an essay and you just get from the chat GPT or whatever. So you've got the main lines and you do it yourself after that. And in the
Yes.
main structure, you use your own words. So I think these
Now
are a
there
great
are
help.
few apps wherein we can with AI generated apps
Yeah.
wherein we can practice with AI.
Yes. Yes.
Speaking practice we can do with AI.
Yeah.
So that is also
Definitely.
helpful and
Lot
easiest.
of games, word games you make, lot of things you can do.
Now we can't give that excuse that मेरे साथ तो practice करने के लिए कोई है ही नहीं.
Yes,
कोई
I
नहीं है, AI है, आप उसका
yeah.
help ले लो, उसके
Yes,
साथ
yes.
practice कर दो.
Yes, yes.
And yes, now if we see social media बहुत ज्यादा ये हो तो सोशल मीडिया का ही यूज स्टूडेंट कैसे कर सकते हैं उनका इंग्लिश स्किल इम्प्रूव करने के लिए.
So, like I said, it's the same thing. You can, even if you can't go for tuitions, you can take it online. You can speak. You can play games. You can chat. You can have a debate. A group of students can be there. You learn even IELTS exam. Anything, everything is there. Questionnaires, so many things you can do online, finding the word meaning. Even how should I frame the sentence, they will tell you how you should frame the sentence. So it is a great guide. But whatever it is, Pankaja, I am telling you today, मैंने देख लिया, अगर if I'm not using it, if I'm not speaking, वो fluency नहीं आएगा, वो नहीं आएगा.
Everything is
And
available there. Everything is available there.
yeah,
The key is to practice, practice, and practice.
yes,
And if you have some mentor like Chitra ma'am, and maybe you might be knowing a few other
yes,
mentors.
others,
If
yes,
you have mentor in your life, that journey becomes easy and faster.
yes, yes. You know why? Because lot of information is there, but what is that you want? और आपको वो असेंबल करके आपको वो खुद के लिए स्ट्रक्चर बनाना है अकॉर्डिंग टू द स्टूडेंट. एज आई सेड, लेवल्स आर डिफरेंट, योर रिक्वायरमेंट इज डिफरेंट. सो है तो सब कुछ, पर असेंबल करके, दैट्स व्हाई तो पीपल बाय द कोर्सेज. व्हाई? क्योंकि वो बना बना है. इट इज स्ट्रक्चर्ड विथ सम फैशन.
It
सो
is
दैट
tailor made, and that is what there we have the importance of mentor.
यस,
Make it tailor made and give their valuable
अकॉर्डिंग टू योर
feedback.
नीड. अगर आपको, एज आई सेड, आपको किस काम के लिए वो चाहिए, और व्हाट रीजन, देन इट इज देयर ना, इट इज ऑल देयर. अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट यू लर्न.
सो थैंक यू सो मच चित्रा मैम. बहुत सारे इंसाइट्स आज स्टूडेंट्स को पेरेंट्स को मिले होंगे. आई ऑल्सो गॉट टू नो सो मेनी थिंग्स. एंड last question, your one piece of advice to students who are struggling to speak English. So what should they do?
See, AI said you have to continuously start speaking. You have to cultivate what we call mastermind, जो मुझे हमें help करेगा. That is definitely required. Plus, you have to learn a lot of, just I am talking now. I've lost. I don't know what to say. I have to quickly know some filler words so that I can fill in the dots. Just say therefore, thereafter. Oh, let me to begin with. तो मुझे 1 मिनट मिल जाता है उसमें to think about the new things. प्लस थोड़ा पॉज भी हम ले सकते हैं while we are talking. So that will only happen, when you are in the game, as to say. And basically, what I feel is that you must have the mindset of learning, cultivate that, and learning is lifelong. ये नहीं है, even I have been I have graduated, done my MA, everything in English. I've been teaching English for so long. अब मैं अभी भी पढ़ाई करती हूँ, अभी भी I do, because there are trends are changing, things are changing, the way people ask questions. हम तो कभी सोच भी नहीं सकते थे कि मल्टीपल चॉइस आंसर होगा इंग्लिश में. For us it was never there. For हमें तो लिखना पड़ता था क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स. So see, trends change, things change. So writing habit is not there. अगर writing नहीं है, जब आप write करते हो तो आप सोचते भी हो ना. So now you're not doing all that. So there are a lot of things involved, so you have to, like I said, you have to incorporate everything. Listening, reading, learning and writing. ये चार चीज साथ साथ होगा तो you will learn. कोई भी language आप सीख सकते हो. English just definitely. And English is such a wonderful language. So such a lot of variety in it, and the words keep, adding to it, learning more and more. So it's very nice. It's very interesting. Very what to say? Very global language. So ये है एटीट्यूड. इफ यू हैव लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग का एटीट्यूड, लिविंग लाइफ इज जस्ट एंजॉय करना भी है लैंग्वेज को, कि इससे मुझे क्या फायदा होगा. आई कैन गो टू अ रेस्टोरेंट, आई कैन गो टू अ 5 स्टार, आई कैन गो एनीवेयर, आई कैन टीच, आई कैन लर्न. सो इंग्लिश गिव्स यू सो मेनी थिंग. ट्रैवल, मेन थिंग इज ट्रैवल, है ना. सबको पसंद है ट्रैवल. सो व्हाई नॉट. सम मेरे पास एक गोल है, आई शुड वर्क टुवर्ड्स दैट. सो दैट्स द ओनली थिंग आई कैन से. आई कैन एंड इट ऑफ कि लर्निंग इज द what we learn with pleasure we never forget. ये तो
Fantastic.
जरूरी
That's
है ना.
really wonderful, really
So if
said,
you
ma'am.
find someone who can really make your learning fun, and you think it's fun learning, because at the end of the day you're going to have a good life and to enjoy life, or whatever your purpose is met, then of course learning with pleasure is always should be a motto in your.
That's fantastic, fantastic, ma'am. Lastly, we would like to know about your programs and how you can help students to have that fluency in English.
I do online coaching. I learn on. I have my online classes for spoken English and other various subjects. So anyone can join me with the if you have the contact numbers below. So my team can get in touch, and definitely I'm there. I will analyze. I will find out what exactly that you want, what is your requirement, and accordingly we can start speaking. Speaking is all about knowing each other, is all about communicating, all about touching base.
Fantastic. So, students and parents, I will keep the details, contact details of Chitra ma'am in the description below. So, please get in touch with her if you need any kind of help. If you want to learn English, English speaking में कोई भी help चाहिए, now you know the go-to-go person. Yes, she does this online. So anywhere in India, anywhere in world, can anyone can take the guidance and help from her. So yes, thank you so much, ma'am. बहुत अच्छा लगा ये सारा discussion, and I'm sure all this discussion is going to help for the students. One thing is there now, no one will say that I have that hesitation for English speaking. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Pankaja. Very nice knowing you too.
Thank you, ma'am.